Bugs Bunny and the ego, the cartoon character of the ego. The ego is a cartoon character. It is not real, but it moves, talks, jokes, and pretends to survive. And just like Bugs Bunny, it keeps showing up in every scene, no matter how many times the show should be over. It never dies. It can't die because it was never truly alive. It was drawn, not created. It exists only on the paper of perception. It only changes costumes. It appears as the tough guy, the victim, the teacher, the friend, the healer, the critic, even the saint. But it's the same voice, the same script behind every disguise. It shapeshifts to survive in your mind. But it has no life of its own. It's a ghost wearing makeup. And the ego loves makeup. It thrives in rebranding. It dies if it's exposed, so it reinvents instead. It puts on a new mask before the last one finishes melting. And the world keeps clapping because the performance never ends. The false question. Hey, what's up, Doc? It sounds innocent, but it's a trick question. The ego doesn't ask to learn. It asks to confuse. It uses questions as smoke bombs. False curiosity hides real defensiveness. It already assumes the answer is outside you. It already judged. It isn't asking what's up to discover truth. It's keeping the performance going. It wants you to keep watching the cartoon. The carrot is never eaten. It's always chewed. Why? Because the ego doesn't want fulfillment. It wants almost. It dangles goals like it dangles carrots. Wealth, status, closure, healing, romance, fame, even enlightenment. But just when you reach for it, the cartoon jerks it away. It says, try again. Almost got it. The carrot is the symbol of seeking without finding. It's the illusion of nourishment that keeps the cartoon running. And bugs choose that carrot with smugness, because the ego delights in dangling what you'll never truly reach. It keeps the mouth moving but the soul starving. And yet we keep chasing it. Not because we're hungry, but because we forgot we're whole. The carrot drips with the symbols of desire, hearts, dollar signs, diamonds. But it's all ink, all animation, all projection. The ego chews satisfaction just enough to stay unsatisfied. Because if you were ever truly satisfied, the show would end. The Holy Spirit doesn't do cartoons. The Holy Spirit doesn't chew carrots. It doesn't dangle. It doesn't tempt. It doesn't bait. It reveals. It offers the feast now. No tricks. No waiting. No plots. It speaks in silence, not snark. It doesn't ask what's up. It reminds you what's real. And real has no punchline. Because laughter, as the ego uses it, is a shield. A clever deflection. The Holy Spirit breaks the fourth wall for real, not to get applause, but to dissolve the theater entirely. It says, there is nothing outside of you, and there never was. The fourth wall. Bugs talks to the audience when he knows it's a show. He makes you laugh by reminding you that it's pretend. The ego does the same. It says, relax. None of this is real, but keeps you laughing so you don't look too close. The Holy Spirit also speaks across the illusion, but it doesn't entertain, it awakens. It doesn't ask you to clap. It asks you to stop watching, to drop the script, to forgive the projection. The fourth wall is thin, but the ego covers it in scenes, distractions, episodes, until you forget there was ever a wall at all. Bugs Bunny's evolution. Bugs didn't start as Bugs. He was a sketch, a rough draft. He was Happy Rabbit. Too manic, too raw. So they polished him. They gave him coolness. They added the smirk. Don't we all do that? We refine the persona. We perform. We evolve our character so it's easier to consume. But it's still not real. It's a cartoon. Drawn by guilt. Framed by fear. Colored in by shame. and animated by the belief that you must become something to be lovable. But you already are what God created. You don't need a catchphrase. You need to wake up. Why they love him. Bugs is adored by children and adults alike. Why? Because he makes trickery feel safe. He outwits enemies without violence. He humiliates the aggressor with charm. He wins without looking like a fighter. He is the ego's dream version of innocence. Clever, untouchable, lovable, but always at someone else's expense. He teaches us that survival is funny. That defeat can be delightful if you're not the one being defeated. This is the ego's gospel. Laugh at your brother, but call it play. Make the aggressor ridiculous so you don't have to face your own fear. Bugs isn't mean, but he's not loving either. He's a trickster, and the ego's trick is always this: don't question the joke. The name. Bugs got his name from a man named Bugs Hardaway. The rabbit was never real. He was a product of sketchpads and studios. And so is the ego. It was drawn by a mind that wanted separation. It was a reaction to a dream of loss. It was a joke, but we forgot to laugh. We took the cartoon seriously. We bought the DVD. We binge-watched Guilt. And then we asked God why the world was full of pain. God didn't create this channel. You did. But you can change it. Right now. You can stop the rerun. You can listen to the voice that doesn't perform. It just loves. Off the set. Bugs Bunny never dies. The ego doesn't either. But you can stop watching. You can leave the theater. You can put down the remote and pick up the truth. You were never a sketch, never a script, never a punchline. You are the one who laughed, the one who cried, and the one who can now choose again. Because the voice for God doesn't chew carrots. It offers wholeness. It says, you're not the cartoon. You're the creator's joy. And that's no joke.